Hey everybody, Sarah here. As promised, I'm doing a snake show-off video today. I'm going to actually start with my yearlings that I held back from 2020. This is currently late 2021. It's in October. I'm getting ready to put some of the adults down for brumation, but these guys will not be going down for brumation. I thought I would at least start showing you guys some of my collection. Probably not going to get to all of them today, but and sorry for the weird camera angles. This is the first time I'm recording in this light box like this, so yeah, it's good. It's a learning experience. But this girl is a classic from my two classics that are het for Caramel Motley. I kept her specifically, sorry, my lighting is also weird. I kept her specifically because of her just sort of very interesting pattern, I thought, and she always did well for me. She always ate and everything. I just thought she was generally just a fun snake, and I just really liked her, and I wanted to keep a female from the project from last year. All of her siblings have a Minecraft theme for their names, so her name is Wither, and part of the reason her name is Wither is because, well, she's kind of a jerk, and so I thought, well, you know, the Wither, it just seems to fit her. So this is Little Miss Wither, the classic corn snake from 2020. Here is Wither's brother. He's also a classic. His name is Ingot, so like an iron ingot. I just kind of thought that the name sounded really cool, so that's why I went with that name for him. I kept him, again, because I just really liked the pattern on his head. You can see he has some, like, spots right between his eyes. I thought those were really cool. And his coloring, he was so much darker than the other classics in the clutch, so I decided to keep him above the other ones. I just really liked his pattern, and he's kind of got some really cool colorations going on as he grows up. He also has a little bit of an attitude, but not near as bad as Wither, so yeah, there he is. Hold on, I'm trying to kind of get him bunched up so that you guys can see him a little bit better. He's not wanting to. But yeah, you get the idea. That is what Ingot looks like. There he is. There he is. He's a sweet boy. I look forward to, he might actually be able to breed next year, so I'm looking forward to actually hopefully breeding him back to his mom next year. Again, the parents of this clutch were classics het Caramel Motley, and the parents were actually possibly het Golden, but I haven't officially proven them out, so I'm not necessarily labeling these babies as possibly het Golden right now. This girl here is the last sibling that I kept from the Minecraft clutch. Her name is Shulk, like a shulker box, and she's in shed right now, and I'm not really gonna bother her. She's actually sitting pretty still. She's being a good girl. She was the only Motley in the clutch that I hatched last year, so I'm just kind of excited to sort of keep her and just add her into the project. I know that she's possibly het Caramel because of her parents, and so yeah, she's a really sweet girl, and when she actually sheds, her colors are super, super bright. Like, when she hatched, she was almost a maroon color, and when she has a fresh shed, she is just a super, super, just deep, amazing red color. So I can actually post some pictures of her normal coloration, but she's still developing color, so who knows what she's going to look like after she has this shed. Alright, the next one we have is obviously from a different clutch. He's not super friendly. He's an A-male mask, and I haven't actually named him yet. There you go. Okay, now you're kind of in the frame. I haven't named him yet, him or his sister, but I actually did not produce these two. I purchased them from a friend of mine, and he's het and possibly het for a lot of things that are in my flare line. So he's got some charcoal. He's got some sun-kissed in there. He's got, there's just a lot of stuff in there that's a part of my flare line. The flare line, if you guys don't know, was the line that originated with my very first corn snake. His name was Flare, and I found out that he was het for charcoal, diffused, Annery, Motley, just a whole bunch of stuff. And so this guy was just to sort of get some new blood in that line, because I'd held back a lot of siblings and other related snakes in that line, but I had not actually gotten anything to sort of freshen up the bloodline a little bit. So that is what this guy and his sister, that's what the plan that I have for them. So if you guys can think of a name for this guy, let me know. Preferably not like Minecraft themed, because I already have a Minecraft theme, but if you can think of names for him and his sister, who I will show next, just let me know. Like I said, he's an A-male mask from the, well, who's going to be in my flare line, and I'm excited about that. All right, here is that A-male's sister, who is just a mask, and a very beautiful mask at that. I think that her mask actually looks really nice. It's really crisp. She is also a little bit of a feisty one. She's being really good right now. I think that as she grows, she's getting a little less feisty. The male, not so much, but you can see she's a little bit twitchy here. But again, she has those, I think that she's had for Sunkissed and Charcoal, and she's got a lot of other possible hets, like I think Anarine, obviously Amel, because her brother was an Amel, so yeah. And I really love with her how these like white patches are kind of coming in around her saddles. I think that that looks really neat. Trying to get my camera to focus here. But yeah, and I'm going to show you her belly. She has a very nice, like, clean mask belly, like a very obviously mask belly. I think that she's just a really cool little snake. So if you guys can think of names for the two of these, like these siblings, I would really like if the two names actually were related somehow, like if we could name them after siblings from a video game or a movie or something you guys like. Just leave it in the comments down below. Let me know. All right, here's another girl who, she's not actually, like, I don't have any of her siblings. She's the only one that I kept from her clutch. Let me move her face back. She's actually also in shed, but she's a Gold Dust Motley, and I know she kind of doesn't look it. Again, I'm not going to bother her too much if possible because she's in shed, but she really has such a weird coloration and such a weird pattern to her. Almost a banded on the sides. I don't know if you can kind of see that, how her blotches kind of sort of go into these weird little almost bandy things on the sides, but not quite. It's kind of weird because I never had banded in this line before, but I hatched out 3 or 4 banded from this line this past year in 2020. And she was the only one that I kept because Gold Dust is just one of my favorite morphs to work with, especially Motley. Like, Motley is my favorite pattern mutation, for anyone who's wondering. And my very first breeding female was a Caramel Motley female. And I don't know, just adding the Ultramel, like, Ultramel is one of my favorite gene mutations to work with. So, yeah, that's what she is. And even though I know she has those really weird dark bands and they may look pure black, they do look pure black, but her parents were a Gold Dust Motley and a Snow. So there's really no way for her to be anything other than a Gold Dust Motley. So I don't know. I really love her. Again, she's another one that doesn't have a name. So if you guys can think of a name for her, let me know in the comments. Here's one that I'm sure a lot of you are excited about. This is a Halo Snow that I held back from 2020. He, again, is kind of feisty, doesn't super love being handled, but I really just wanted to show you guys, like, look how thick his borders are. You can see it especially on this saddle here. You can pretty clearly see the pink as opposed to what's not pink, that I'm hoping is showing up on the camera as yellow. And he also has this really high saturated pink up by his head as well. Which I'm not sure what that's about, because there's no, like, red factor or anything like that in this line. Sorry that my camera's not focusing. I'm trying here. It's kind of, I think my camera's confused by the white on white. As you can hear, he's pretty angry, but just look at those saddle borders. Like, I hope that you can see the yellow coming through, but he is absolutely gorgeous and really the epitome of what I've been trying to produce, other than his personality. I do wish he was a little nicer. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to put him back for now, other than just look at that. Look at how nice that looks. I don't know if you can see that, but, and he also, if he'll let me, there we go. Let me move him back. He has these really nice yellow belly checkers as well. And let me just show you guys his neck up here. Look at how bright yellow his neck is as well. Like, he's really just a wonderful looking snake. I really wish he had a better personality, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. And he was actually not one that I intended to keep. It was just sort of like last year I was selling the halos, and then this was the one that was left over. And so he's the one that I kept. But I have no regrets. He's a beautiful, beautiful snake. Let me get his sister out for you guys. Again, I don't have any names for these two, so if you can think of maybe another brother-sister type of names for them. I think I would really love to hear them in the comments for these two, this one and the next one. This girl is also in shed. She's another halo. It's hard for, since she's in shed, it's hard for you to see her colors, but as you might be able to tell, she's my biggest yearling. She has always just eaten really, really well, and that was one of the main reasons I wanted to keep her. She's so twitchy. She's a very twitchy snake. She's never been mean, but she just, every time I pick her up, she's twitch, twitch, twitch. But she, I don't know if you can tell, she definitely has some yellow in her. It's really hard to see because she's in shed. But yeah, this is the sister of that other boy. She doesn't have near the, like, contrast that he does, but she is definitely a halo. She just has, like, very, very light colored borders, and especially since she's in shed, it's really hard to see that yellow, but yeah, that's her. She is one of my favorites. I do really like her a lot. She has a sweet personality, and she eats every time. Like, she's never missed a meal, even when she's in shed. So that's this girl. Like I said, if you guys can think of names, just let me know in the comments. Here's another girl from the Flare Project who I didn't keep any siblings of this year. I originally played... Oops, she just bit me. She's not a super nice snake either. She's less, like, noticeably aggressive. I think that she just wants food all the time. As you can see, she is also a little bit bigger than some of my other yearlings. She's at least a charcoal sun-kissed, maybe with the addition of anery. It's hard for me to tell if she also has anery or not, which would make her a carbon sun-kissed if that was the case. The reason that I wonder if she also has anery is a possibility, but has such high contrast compared to some of the other charcoal sun-kissed I've seen, and so much more yellow going down her neck. I don't know if you noticed that, but yeah, she's a beautiful snake, and I absolutely adore her. And it's also very strange. Her scales are so much more like almost rubbery feeling. Like, I don't know, it's almost like milk snake feeling, but not. I don't know how to describe it. Sorry, my camera is not wanting to focus. But yeah, she's a beautiful, beautiful snake, and she's the first sun-kissed charcoal I ever hatched, so very happy to have kept her as well. I also don't have a name for her, not really sure what to call her. I didn't do super well at naming all of the 2020 babies. I just didn't go out of my way to think about it until I started making this video and realized I only named some of them. So again, if you guys have any name suggestions for her in the comments, let me know. Alright, these are going to be the last two that I show today, just because I think the video is getting kind of long. This is obviously not a corn snake. This is a Granite spotted python. This is my female. She's doing really, really well. I got her from PJC Reptiles, I think. PJ Coombs. She and we kind of go way back, and I've known her for a long time. But yeah, her snakes are absolutely beautiful, and I had some of these pythons a long time ago, but ended up having to sell them. I actually sold them to her. This is the either child or grandchild of one of the ones that I sold to her. So I was really happy to get a part of this project back from her, and I just really, really love these snakes. They get about the same length as corn snakes, just a little bit more girthy, and I just love their little faces. Like, look at that cute little face. I can't get over it. So this is my female. And again, I haven't named them. I think I might name one of them a P name and one of them a J name. So if you guys have a P name and a J name for PJ, just let me know in the comments what you're thinking about these two. Let me get the male. All right, here is the male. He is a patternless granite spotted python. He's a little tiny smidgen bit smaller than the female, but not by too much. And he is definitely a good eater. Like, both of them are really, really good feeders. And yeah, I just really want to show these guys off because I really, really enjoy them. He is kind of too big to be recording like this, and he does not want to sit still. There he is. So yeah, there's the dark patternless boy. I'm hoping that in a few years I'll be able to breed these guys, and I just really, really enjoy them. Like, if you guys are going to get a python, but you don't want, like, the standard ball python, I highly, highly recommend these guys. Like, they stay a little bit smaller than ball pythons, and they just have really awesome, quirky little personalities. So yeah, like I said, if you guys have any name suggestions for any of these, let me know. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I plan to maybe show off some babies that I plan to hold back in the next video, and we will eventually go on to showing off adults. But I thought I'd start with my yearlings because these are the ones that I tend to interact with them the most right now, just because I'm trying to get more attached to them. So yeah, that's what you get today. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you have any name suggestions for any of these. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.